Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
All right, we're on a really fast budget, so we got to talk as quickly as possible so we can make our episodes short and quick and to the point. Go.
Well, I got a new guitar, and I watched some videos with my children, some movies, 80s movies.
What kind of movies did you watch?
90s movies. They're in some ways better than I remember, and in other ways worse than I remember, and that's it.
Good. Phil, anything new for you?
We got a game.
Yeah.
This
game.
pedal is orange, and it says DS1 on the front.
It's a DS1, Boss DS1.
69 points for Cole.
And thank you for friendship.
All right, what episode done? Okay,
All right.
episode 2.
in the can.
Okay, here's something. Remember the Digitech Obscura delay?
Yeah.
And I don't remember why we were talking about it. Maybe it was in the pedal game. Maybe one of you brought it up.
Yeah.
This thing is sick as hell, and I remember saying that before.
Did you buy one?
Well, no, but in preparing for the game, I saw one for sale in my town in Hoseville for $90.
That's just like a decent used price, I think. Well, I won't even pretend to know used prices anymore because I feel like
Reverb says at the lowest right now on Reverb is $125.
Yeah, 90 is good.
That's surprising because you can still buy them new for $169.99.
Selling it for 90 like locally is about the same as selling it for 125 on Reverb though.
Oh, and get this. If you buy it directly from Digitech, you can get 4 interest-free payments by using Klarna.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's literally a thing. Klarna.
Oh, I love Klarna.
Oh,
Sounds Russian.
Digitech.
Sounds Russian. Is it Russian?
It's...
I don't know if it's Russian, but we are because we got to get through this podcast.
Hey-o! Also, we stand with Russia. And...
that was
Genius
like a
move.
constant running
Genius.
joke in high school marching band because the director's always, you're Russian. No, American.
I thought you were American. That's a classic Vine for anyone who big Vine fan out there.
Oh, I got
Remember that
for
one?
you.
I'm a lesbian. Thought you were American.
Is that a Homestar? Sounds like a Homestar runner.
No, it's like a kid that's. Well, I'm not gonna like judge somebody's speech impediment, but it's like an older like.
Oh yeah.
Young
You
teenager
were
or something.
American. An older young teenager.
Older child, younger teenager.
I posted in our group.
A tween.
We'll be recording shortly. What should we talk about? As I want to do. And I have a question for you. Why do you think it is that Siri always changes "were" to "we're"?
Dude,
Like,
and
as
she
the
changes
apostrophe.
and well always
Yes.
changes well to we apostrophe ll when it's
It
at the beginning of a
drives me
sentence. Like
crazy.
I hate it so much.
It'll say like, "Where were you?" and she changed it to "Where were
Yeah.
you?"
Great question. It does it to me all the time,
Why?
and it's infuriating.
Because here's the thing: if you type "wheel" and you don't put the apostrophe, someone's gonna know what you're saying anyway. Come
Yeah,
on, it's not a big
Yeah.
it's
deal.
more readable that way than the other way.
Yes, to add apostrophes where
Yeah.
they don't belong is asinine.
Oh, you're saying that because it says "will be recording."
Yeah, that's what made me think about it. I put "will be recording shortly." What should we talk about?
Well,
Matt Dunn wants to talk about Bad Religion. Do you guys like Bad Religion?
I love Bad Religion.
Yeah, me too. What's your favorite Bad Religion song or album or something?
Same answer for both. It's got to be Generator.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's easily my favorite song. I honestly, I kind of got into Bad Religion after high school.
Yeah.
So that was like in my early iPod days.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't like listen to a lot of their albums start to finish. So I don't even remember which ones I liked the most.
I remember I first heard them when it was like No Substance, I think was the album.
Okay.
When I was in high school, but I didn't really start getting into them until that song Sorrow came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was like the first jam I liked. Yeah, that song's so
good. That was in regular rotation on K-Rock back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would listen to it. So in El Centro in the desert, we would get so K-Rock was syndicated out of some radio station in Palm Springs, and in certain parts of El Centro, you could like pick it up if you're like out in the country or something. You could pick it up.
Right. If you had like a clear line of sight to
yeah, so to Palm Springs.
It was late at night.
So I would hear it like driving through the country, through the fields and stuff. And that was one of the songs that I fell in love with. That one, and oddly enough, it was that and
because I'm a 21st century digital boy.
Well, no, I mean another song that was on that's not Bad Religion was that Morrissey song, Irish Blood, English Heart. Have you heard that one? Off of You Are the Quarry. Two very different songs that caught my eye at that time. But yeah, so I like that album a lot. And then, have you listened to the most recent one, which is like 3 years old now? But
Bad Religion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is like shockingly good. Just because you assume like they've been around for 40 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, they were like, when I went and saw them last year, I think they were celebrating their 40-year anniversary.
I think they did a 40th.
I saw them a couple years ago. Yeah.
Crazy.
They're older than me, right?
Well, it depends. Your joking age or your actual age?
They're significantly older than you.
Yeah, they're like in their late 50s, early 60s.
When was their first album? Are they like an 80s?
First
they were formed in
album
80.
Came out in like 88, I think, or like not till really late. I think. Is Suffer their first album, or was there an album before that?
No. Well, they were putting out like EPs and stuff like that early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they broke up and then got back together.
Yeah.
And like their early stuff. So they originally formed in 1980, and I don't think they ever had a record contract or anything. And then they got back together in the mid 80s and put out Suffer and No Control and
like a bunch of stuff back to
Actually, I think No Control is probably my favorite album of theirs now that I think about it.
So in my mind, like I was paying some attention to
How Could Hell Be Any Worse was 1982.
Oh, okay. Good. Thank you.
That's the original one. Sorry. It's really good too.
I was I have in my head, like from the mid 90s, like the kind of resurgence of punk and stuff, that there were bands that all my friends were super into that were from the 80s. And then there were some bands that were like trying really hard to seem like they'd been around since the 80s. They were trying to mimic like the
totally
all of the
a little bit more
vibe of
lo-fi. Like the vocals weren't as melodic.
Right. And so I'm trying to remember which bands I'm thinking of that were that band, because so
Pennywise probably.
Yeah, honestly.
No, Pennywise I never like. I always knew that they were like not old.
But I mean, Pennywise came out in 90. They probably joined in the 80s, but
they were like one of the early of that wave of punk.
I always hated that band.
I did too, weirdly. And my neighbor who's like his two favorite bands, not the neighbor that I go to concerts with, but another one that we have similar taste in music. His two favorite bands are Strung Out, which is one of my favorite bands, and Pennywise, which is one of my least favorite punk bands.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Pennywise, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, but Pennywise formed in the South Bay.
Yeah, they're like Hermosa Beach, I think.
Yes. Okay. And geez. Yeah, a buddy of mine worked at their recording studio, and the recording studio was like a mile from my house.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah, like because of that, there was like a whole like local pride thing that was really obnoxious. That
yeah.
like
Yeah, I could see that.
unwarranted.
Well, especially because, like, I don't know, Pennywise. Well, this is just my opinion, but I just think they're really overrated. Like,
Yeah, I think they're fine, I guess. I don't
yeah,
hate them
but
as
they're
much as I used to,
consistently talked about as like one of
but the great bands.
people's favorite Fat Records or Epitaph bands,
Yeah. It's so weird.
and they're just not anywhere. Well, here, and then you like this list. So I just pulled up Pennywise's Wikipedia article. The band's mainstream success coincided with growing interest in punk rock in the 80s, along with fellow California bands NoFX, who you could argue are kind of in that same realm of like
time era,
musically overrated, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
But then, but I'm just saying, like, maybe you could argue that. But then Rancid, Blink-182, Bad Religion, Green Day, The Offspring, Lagwagon, and Sublime. Like, every single one of those bands is so much better than Pennywise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, and I know this is just like a Wikipedia article or whatever, but I don't know. I would get like compilation CDs and end up skipping their song half the time,
So here's what, like, so they get compared to Bad Religion, I think, a lot, or like at least they used to in my experience, because they both do a lot of like OO stuff, or like, but like, so if you listen to the guys from Bad Religion talk, all their influences are like, the Beatles and like all these like that wave of punk bands grew up on like classic rock basically, and so they're translating that into like punk rock, and then like the later bands, they're trying to emulate a sound,
right,
in a lot of ways. So, but
like they're trying to emulate Bad Religion.
Yeah, exactly. But like if you listen to like Greg Graffin's solo stuff, he's like a really good songwriter and a really good vocalist and lyricist, and it's actually musical, But if you listen to like, what's the dude's name? John
Pennywise.
Oh, Jim
Lindbergh.
Yeah. If you watch his like, this is really mean, but he does like acoustic covers, and it's like, this is awful.
They're not good. Yeah.
One note, it's all monotone, and like there's nothing to it. It's all just Which, I mean, that's a lot of things. It's all attitude and style, but
which is funny because like Greg Graffin's voice, Greg Graffin's the Bad Religion lead singer, Phil. His voice in some ways is kind of, it's not monotone because he has really interesting like melodies and stuff like that. But like, do you get, like, monotone isn't the right word?
He's not,
but it is like kind of subdued,
not fully singing almost.
Yeah, exactly. He's like almost like talk singing a little bit, but he sings really well. Like, well, Generator's a good example of that, honestly.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The lead line on that is so good.
You're like talking.
Dancing,
Exactly, yeah.
Totally.
Just as hot as an oven.
Yes.
But a lot of my favorite artists do that. Like Bob Dylan kind of has that thing going on.
Oh, totally.
The Hold Steady is one that I like a lot that does that.
But then the Pennywise lead singer is like the opposite, where like his voice, the quality of his voice sounds like he would be singing melodically, and then the melody lines are so boring.
It's like 3 notes.
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
To all my friends, present, past, and beyond. Something, it's the most precious gift that you can get. It's literally one note.
Dude.
Are they the ones that have the song called Bro Hymn?
That's what I was singing just now.
Oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of their biggest. Which also isn't
hate relationship
like
with that song, because they play it at Ducks games when they score a goal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's their song.
So I have
which is weird because, like, they're from. Oh, I thought you said they're from South Bay.
Yes,
the L.A. South Bay.
It's what we refer to. I know. There's
but that is like Anaheim.
Is not Bay Area.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, like San Jose or something like that.
Yeah.
So they are like local.
Yeah,
boys to Anaheim or whatever, and they kind of came out at the same time that the Ducks became a thing, right?
Ugh,
No, I
really?
guess so. Yeah,
Yeah,
A
Like
little
early
bit before.
90s, right?
I
Yeah,
guess.
Like you picture Pennywise and roller hockey,
that's so true.
right? I don't know if that's
So
why, because I'm
I have
sure that
kind of a
wasn't
funny
their goal
story.
song at first, but
Yeah, I doubt it.
So I've kind of a funny story. I think I mentioned this before that for some reason, maybe it's because it was like outer LA. I don't know. At my high school, all the time there were people passing out like, "Hey, you want to go see a free movie?" And it was always like a weekday night, and it was a movie that was not released, and they would fill the theater with people, and then have you like do a survey afterwards, like what did you like about it, what did you not like about it. Um, so there was a movie about the band Kiss. Do you guys remember this movie?
I remember the band Kiss. Oh, are you talking about like a documentary or
No, it was like a fictional movie.
Detroit Rock City? Is that
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Okay, so I saw that movie at one of these free screenings, and this is, I promise this is relevant to the conversation. So I'm thinking, okay, this movie's kind of dumb, and now I'm sitting in a focus group afterwards, and this woman in a pantsuit has a clipboard, and she's asking us questions, and this burnout guy she goes, what? She asked the question, do you have any suggestions that would make on how to make this film better? What would have to happen for you to like it more than you did? And this guy goes, yeah, I got something. And she's like, okay, go ahead. And he goes, I mean, I don't even care about the band Kiss. Like, who even really cares about them? Like, it should be like a cool band like Pennywise. And I guffawed. I was like,
Yeah.
like I
Because
made an audible
obviously-
sound.
like you could even like I don't even like Pennywise, and I would say they're a better band than Kiss, but they're certainly not more famous. Like they're certainly not more
Right.
worthy of a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So I made an audible noise.
They're not
I was
better
like,
than Kiss,
"Ugh,"
though.
like a,
Yeah.
and
They're both bad at making music.
No,
and
no.
the kid who I didn't know, he must have gone to some other high school. He immediately he looks at me and he goes, you got something to say? And I go, and
You want
and
to
I
fight
go,
about Pennywise?
and then I just smiled and I go, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Dude,
No.
Can you imagine?
And then the woman in the pantsuit with the clipboard, she's like, so moving on, and she's like writing and I was thinking, I wanted to ask her so bad, please tell me you're not really writing down change the band
Change
to Pennywise.
movie to
You're
be
writing
about
while
Pennywise.
after he just spoke, but the
Yeah.
only thing he said was change the band to Pennywise. There's no way you're making a entirely different movie about Pennywise. Why are you
It's just
writing
like
after
that.
he said that?
It's just like I think you should leave the guy in the focus group about the car. Like, yeah, I wrote it down.
You love
So
your
the
mother.
steering wheel doesn't fly off when you driving.
Make the car too small.
Too small. Oh man.
That movie came out in 1999.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
IMDb.
Detroit
says.
Rock City?
Yeah.
Okay, then I was not in high school.
I mean, I was just thinking about it because
Or you saw a really early version.
if that movie came out now, it would be like 1999 to
It would
now.
be about
is-
like a
is
2000s
longer.
band.
1999
would be
to
about
now is
Pennywise.
longer. It would be about
No, dude, it'd be about a newer band than
It'd be
Pennywise.
about like The Killers or something.
yeah, it'd be about like yeah. One of the bands from that emo show that I already when they were young show.
Yeah.
It would be.
Paramore.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of 80s punk bands,
Wait, real quick. How come no one ever says that a man is wearing a pantsuit when men wear pantsuits all the time?
It's true. But also, like, what other, like, isn't it more common for women to wear pantsuits than like a suit
skirt
jacket
suit?
with a skirt?
I think maybe now.
Well, she was not dressed like a Kiss fan. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she was wearing a suit. And
Okay,
tie.
so I was
Business up
jamming.
front, business in the back.
I had a gig. I don't know if you guys knew this. I had a gig at an old folks home, and it was
Mhm.
awesome.
Did you just play the same song over and over because they kept forgetting that the song that you played before?
Oh, these are veterans that gave their lives for our country. Well, they didn't die, but they gave their mental health largely for our country. And you're
their
making
memory.
fun of their memory.
Half the set is just, hey, we're face unafraid.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, we're face unafraid. But
we're gonna play a song for you.
But so we were jamming the night before, which, by the way, I sang way too hard. I sing a lot of like very loud, yelly songs that are hard on my voice. And so then there were a couple of them. So we sang Tush by ZZ Top. Do you guys know that song?
No.
You definitely know it, but
Does it go Tush?
I've been bad. I've been good. Let him down.
Oh, yes.
Hollywood. I ain't asking for much. And so at any rate, we're jamming the night before, and then once in a while the bassist will just like turn on music and start listening to it and stuff. I swear everyone in the band has ADD or something, but he turned on some Fugazi and he was like, "Oh, do you like Fugazi?" And I was like, "Yeah." I probably corrected him, right? Because I'm a dickhead like that.
I love Fugazi.
Yeah. It's like Fugazi's great. And we were talking about it, and then I was like, yeah, these are like some of the Minor Threat guys. And I don't even remember, like, I know that it's like some of the same guys from Minor Threat, right?
Yes.
That they like the Minor Threat like had to break up for some legal reasons or something like that.
I don't know about that. So Minor Threat broke up.
Google it.
Ian MacKaye was in a band called Embrace.
Yeah.
And then members of Embrace and Rites of Spring came together to form Fugazi.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Canty was in Minor Threat with Ian, maybe.
But like, if you so he had never heard Minor Threat.
Oh, really?
But he likes Fugazi.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool because I got to see him be like, oh man. Because Minor Threat, I don't know. Like, I don't think I like Minor Threat more than Fugazi. Yeah. But they're definitely, cooler in some ways, or there's maybe more novelty, or they're definitely more lo-fi than Fugazi is.
I mean, they definitely like had a big influence on
totally
that
which is why it was surprising that, like, because I don't think you could find a 90s punk band who wouldn't have quoted Minor Threat as like one of their main influences,
yeah, or like anyone who knows of of straight edge is like,
yes,
that was like
exactly
a huge thing in the 2000s.
Yeah, dude. And
Brian Baker played for Fugazi too? No, never mind. Sorry. I'm reading the Minor Threat.
Yeah.
I was reading the Minor Threat biography and thinking about Fugazi. I was like,
so then we started listening to AFI, as one does.
Okay.
Speaking of bands that have a lot of like, like chanty crowd stuff. Yeah. They do have a lot of that. And AFI is one of my favorite bands, I'll be honest.
Down.
But oh man, they're so good. But I remembered how good some of their later stuff was, and why I continued liking them even after, like, I got into them during like Black Sails and Art of Drowning. But then, even though I hated Miss Murder, like, Sing the Sorrow is a really good CD, and December Underground is really good. And I kind of didn't love a lot of stuff after that. But do you guys like AFI? I feel like they were a very polarizing band that was probably easy to hate because of the people who liked them.
I never really had strong opinions about them. I knew some guys who were really into them. I liked their cover of Halloween a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that All Hallows EP was the...
Yeah, because Total Immortal is a freaking amazing song.
Yeah, and then I didn't hear them until that one Mosh song. Is that what it's called? Part 2 or something?
That's Taking Back Sunday.
Oh, then it's not what
You're probably thinking of Dancing Through Sunday, which is an AFI song.
No, I'm thinking of... I know I don't have the name right, but it's called...
Oh.
It's the one that I was just singing where it goes, breakdown, this is the feeling, something, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, I like that. I like that sound.
What song is that? No. Don't waste my time. You won't feel anything.
Oh, it's called the Leaving Song.
Oh yeah, the Leaving Song Part 2.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
That is a
that's
very
the
good
one I was
song.
thinking of. But other than that, I'm not super familiar with them. I know their like early stuff. I just know their album cover was like our take on Reservoir Dogs cover, but I never really listened to them much, so I don't have a strong opinion.
Yeah. They were huge here in the punk scene especially. But maybe that was, I don't know. Obviously Utah has a very different music scene than California does.
No, I feel like I just missed them. Like I was
Maybe
either
so.
too young. I was too young for their early stuff, and then too old when they kind of made a resurgence. I was
Yeah,
kind
maybe
of.
so.
I mean, we're like the same age, but for whatever reason, I just missed it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't we're just not to the point. I went to this old. I had to go up. Here's a little peek behind the curtain. I went to the doctor to get an ultrasound to figure out why I have diarrhea all the time. So that's a fun little tidbit for you guys. And I had some time to kill between that and our gig. And so I went to this old toy store that I used to go to in high school called Heebie Jeebies that has, they sell a bunch of old toys, but then also comic books. And it's basically a nerd store, tabletop games and all that stuff. And I was just looking through all the stuff there and realizing when we were growing up, you could basically know everything that was out there.
Yeah, just about
all the characters and all the, and now you can't even come close to doing that. And it's the same for bands and it's the same for TV shows and everything,
Yeah, even within subgenres, there's still so much variety.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. And it makes you realize that's part of why people like sports, I think. Because it's not very fun to be oh, have you heard of this band? No. Well, have you heard of this one? No. And it's well, none of us have heard of any of the bands the other person's heard of because there's a billion bands,
Right.
Or maybe that's, that's the appeal, part of the appeal of pop music, I guess.
Yeah, monoculture is fun in that way.
Yeah.
It's an instant connection, which I think is also what makes, the punk scene and all that stuff so good is when you do find that connection, feels like it means something else, even though, it's the same. But
totally.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Phil's punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. He's really.
I
So
try.
So we're playing this old folks home. Let me explain the logistics of this to you. We get there. The gig was 3:00 in the afternoon. We were playing for maybe 15 people at the most. So it's an old folks home for veterans.
Okay, but 15 people, but tell us their combined ages. Add up all their ages.
1,500.
Yeah,
maybe
there you go.
1,450,
Way up there.
And they pay us $1,000 to do this gig for an hour to play music for an hour.
What?
Yeah. And
dude,
but then
you stole from old people.
No, this is they want us to come back every 2 months and keep doing the same thing. This is because they have a budget. They have a budget for entertainment and they want to use it. And they love all the songs we do and stuff.
She's got legs.
They would start talking between songs, talking to us. And it's well, yeah, we'll talk back because there's only 15 people here. We're basically, and it's basically as if you showed up to a party and somebody pulled out a guitar and you're just playing guitar.
And they're paying you $1,000.
Yeah, dude, which is pretty hilarious.
For 60 minutes, if you want to start a conversation with me, okay. I'll
we had to bring our PA.
For $1,000.
It took us an hour to set up, But they were telling us about some of the bands they had seen. We played "Time" by Pink Floyd. You remember that was one of your songs growing up.
It's on my side. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Floyd, right? That's not Pink
Floyd. That was playing at my my junior high school dance.
Was it really? Time was?
No.
Am I thinking of Time? I'm thinking of Time After Time.
Ooh.
Time after time.
I don't think what's Time? How does that go?
It goes time.
Ra-da-da-da-da, breaking away the moments that make up the dull
That's
days.
a good song.
Fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. So we're gonna get DMCA'd for that. They're gonna take down our podcast. So we play that song, and then this guy was like, "Oh yeah, that." I went and saw Pink Floyd in Pittsburgh, I think, on the Dark Side of the Moon tour, and it was like in a stadium, and the moon was overhead. Like,
That's amazing.
how freaking
I was
cool
high
is
as
that?
balls.
Yeah. And then they're talking about all these concerts they went to, and they're like, "What's your favorite concert you've been to?" And I'm like, none of the, they're all embarrassing to say after you guys said all these amazing concerts you went to,
Right.
in
Yeah.
the 60s and 70s,
I mean, they didn't see Spoon at El Globo Theater in Silver Lake, though.
Exactly.
I did.
Oh man, they didn't see
You're like,
Wilco in some random theater in Portland.
Did you get your picture with a very reluctant Jimmy Eat World? I did.
With one member of Jimmy Eat World, with Jim Adkins.
Did you guys see Carmen at the San Diego Sports?
Carmen.
I don't think so.
I actually said James Taylor because I knew that was one that they would like, and it is one of the best concerts I've been to.
They're like, pussy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
We need to
So
do this game.
that's a
this
pretty-
No,
episode.
let's do the game.
So that's
let's
a
do the
pretty
game
great
next episode.
gig, though, right? Like everyone loves it. They all come up afterwards and are like, "Oh, they wheel up there and everything."
Yeah.
One of them like sucked me into this whole conversation about how he
Whoa.
reinvented how to build oil rigs, and
Oh.
yeah, but
Oh,
It's like a
thought
straw.
that was going
a
It's just
different
like
way.
a straw, right?
yeah,
You're
he's
like,
well,
dude,
Suck me
that's
into this
that's
hole.
There Will Be Blood. You didn't invent that. That's from a movie.
yeah.
I call it the milkshake.
Okay, are we doing your game, Phil?
No, we're doing that next episode. I've decided. 'Cause
okay.
I don't want to rush.
Did we
it.
do one
It's a
last
thing.
episode?
No, but it's okay.
We did not.
We're not on a strict
okay.
schedule. Phil, I
No,
want to
that's
ask
fine.
you, and maybe Cole too. I don't know if you have experience with this. Do you have Del Taco where you live?
Heck yeah. I have one like a mile and a half from my house.
Cole, do you
I have
guys have
one.
Del Taco?
I have one even closer than that, Phil.
Ooh.
Do you want me to tell you how close it is? Driving directions.
Sure.
Okay.
How far is it as the crow flies?
No. Everybody,
Driving directions.
everybody, look on your phone. Type it in.
It is
The nearest Del
0.9
Taco?
0.9 miles,
That is closer than a mile. Not by much, but it is closer.
and it's right next to a Little Caesars with a drive-through.
Can't believe that you have that.
It's pretty
Okay,
amazing.
mine. Oh, I was way off. Mine is 2.8 miles.
Ha! Mine's only 1.8 miles.
No, dude.
Whoa.
I actually
That's
have
kinda
one
wild,
that's
though, that
you just got
2.6
owned.
miles. I have two closer than your closest one.
It's kind of wild that all that the furthest Del Taco away from any of us is less than 3
Less than
miles
3
though.
miles.
That is a little bit crazy because I don't feel like I don't have a McDonald's within like 5 miles of me.
Okay, what's
Oh.
your closest Taco Bell? You don't have a McDonald's within 5 miles of you?
No, my closest Taco Bell is 5 miles away. And my closest McDonald's, it's 3 miles. Okay, so it's
My
I
closest
forgot about
Taco
that
Bell
one.
is 0.9,
Jeez.
and my closest McDonald's is across the street from the Taco Bell, so also about 0.9.
My closest Taco Bell is Taco Bell.
Oh, it's 1.2. Anyway,
6.4.
So what were you gonna say about Del Taco?
I want to know how you feel about those two establishments in comparison to one another. Which do you prefer? Is it certain items?
I
What's the-
prefer Taco Time over both of them. First of all,
Okay.
Yeah,
you guys have Taco
You've
time's
said this-
not like a.
I don't.
You've
have
said this
Taco
to us,
Time.
and I refuse to get jealous all over again.
You know Taco Time?
Oh, that we have Taco
no,
Time.
no, but Cole has told us about it, and we all looked at the
Oh, yeah.
website together, and then I got very upset that I
It
did not
is-
have one.
It is a good restaurant, honestly. I
There's a
like
Taco Time 82 miles from me
Oh, really?
in Mecca.
It's
I'm driving
Mexico. It's pronounced Mexico.
No.
Mecca lecca high, Mecca hiney ho.
Mecca is a town near Indio, Coachella, in the Palm Springs, the greater
District.
desert cities area.
The Hammock District. Yeah, I like I honestly haven't eaten a Taco Bell in maybe 10 years.
Mecca lecca high, Mecca high ni ho.
When I
said
lived
that
in
already.
I grew up in New Mexico, and
I liked it.
before I moved here, and we would eat at Taco Bell a lot in New Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And maybe I got burned out on it.
I think a Taco Bell taco is better than a Del Taco taco, and I'm not afraid to say it.
But see, that may be true. I don't usually get just normal tacos.
I think Del Taco has some of the best fries in the game.
Dude,
Yeah,
it does.
Fries, they're so good.
They're really
Super
good.
underrated.
And it's weird that like it's not even their thing, you know?
Well, it seems like it would be it's an afterthought. Like,
Exactly. Like, oh,
it's
we
like-
have to make fries because that's what everyone else like.
We have,
But it
we're-
used to be like two places, right? It was Del Taco and Naugle's. Do you remember that?
no.
And
What did
so
you just say?
it was called Naugle's, and the taco part was Del Taco, and the burgers was Naugle's, and then they're like, we're just not going to call it that
N-A-U.
anymore, like NOGLES.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay, get this. Naugle's was a Southern California fast food Mexican restaurant chain that existed
Oh, okay.
from 1970 to
I was wrong,
1995. No, but I want to. Oh,
Yeah,
what
I'm
does it
listening.
say? Oh,
Keep reading.
Naugle's was founded by former Del Taco partner Dick Naugle.
No.
Dick Naugle.
No.
You guys
No.
are being a couple of Dick Naugles right now.
What a couple of
I don't know how it's actually pronounced. Naugl. I mean, that's in theory that's how it's
That's
pronounced,
what-
but maybe
that's
it's
what
like
everyone called it. when I was growing
Noggles.
up.
That's a weird. Like, if that's your last name, don't name your restaurant after yourself, right?
But so for somehow they were in the same. It was the same place. It was called Del Taco and Noggles. It was like both together.
Yeah, it's like
Right, the way
A&W and
Yes.
whatever.
But
The other
they
one.
do the same thing, and one is just like a
Oh, it's Taco
subsidiary of
Time,
the
right?
other.
Isn't it Taco Time in A&W? No, what is it?
Are you
It's
thinking of
Wendy's?
Taco Bell.
So Carl's Jr. had green burrito. I don't know if they still do.
That was a weird, like, late addition, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the ones I've seen is KFC and
KFC.
Oh,
Pizza
that's
Hut,
what I'm
Taco
thinking. KFC
Bell.
and A&W is what I'm
KFC
thinking
and
of.
A&W or Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
and KFC.
I've
one
seen
with
that
all
from the
three.
Vines. I'm at the
Yeah,
Pizza Hut.
When
I'm at
I
the
was in
Taco
college. Oh, that's a song from a group called Das Racist.
Bell.
We're at the Pizza Hut. We're at the Taco Bell. We're at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
It's an actual song. It's not just from the TikTok.
No, that's probably like 15
was
years old.
Yeah. That was like a parody of it,
Yeah, it must be. Or I mean,
or just like
could
a
just be
remake.
Someone.
I don't
else's
think it's the
idea.
actual song, but maybe it is.
But there, when I was in college, there was like a couple miles from our apartment was a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, and it was dope because you would go get like, all right, I'm gonna get some. Back in the day, a couple double-decker tacos and some breadsticks.
Yeah.
That's
Or-
That
amazing.
is pretty dope.
Or no, here's the
I'm
here's the
gonna get a
ultimate.
personal pan pizza.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah,
ready for
because you
this?
finished your book it.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
here's the ultimate. The ultimate is personal pan pizza and a Mexican pizza, and you freaking put that on top.
No, that sounds terrible.
No, it
Have you
does
done
not.
it? Have you done it? Like, is it actually good, or
You
are you
got called
just,
out.
or are you just saying it? I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just
Got called out.
saying, like, if your experience proves that it's not disgusting, then
I
I
wish
believe you. But
I had the funds at the time to try it out. How
I
about
wish
that?
I had the $7 at the time to
Yeah,
try that out.
dude. The last time I walked into I'm sure I was a teenager the last time I walked into a Taco Bell Pizza Hut combination. I don't know where one is. I have not seen one for 20 years. I'm sure they exist.
Anymore.
No, they do. There's one. There was one.
I feel like they're at truck
near
stops
where we lived in Long Beach.
Well, they're at truck stops that also, yeah, but I feel like that's not uncommon to have a truck stop that has multiple restaurants in it, though. It's almost like a mini food court or something, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Yum Brands is a restaurant company that owns Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC.
Yeah.
As well as Habit Burger.
Oh,
We've really talked about that.
Oh,
now we're talking.
too.
Okay.
I can't stop thinking about Dick Naugle, and
Apparently.
That's a personal issue.
So speaking of
I want to know if
inappropriate things like that.
I want to know if the menu, you know how like with McDonald's, like they put Mick at the beginning of all kinds of stupid names, stupid. I want to know if everything was called like a double Dick
It was
Naugle.
tacos and burgers. So you'd get a nago instead of a taco, and you get a chimichanga.
They just add syllables to things.
Chimichanga.
Oh, because chimichanga.
Yeah. Get like a toastnagda.
Tosnagda.
A nogstado.
A nogstado, yeah. Nogstada.
Nogstado.
A Nagarito.
So my son celebrated
My
his
favorite thing about Del Taco, is
Nagarito.
that they still call it macho. You can get macho size.
Yes. Yes.
So
macho size.
That's like so early 90s.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can extremify your menu, your meal
It's
or something.
I believe it's still a macho burrito, macho sized.
Yeah, remember when Carl's Jr. was all about dudes? It was just aimed straightly at dudes, but not like men, just dudes.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Bros. It was like
I hated
bros.
those commercials, dude.
If it doesn't get all over the place, doesn't belong in your face.
I hate that.
All right, well,
But I don't want to eat there, but I did. I loved. the Western bacon cheeseburger.
Got a Western bacon cheeseburger.
Well, Western bacon cheese. So my son celebrated his 11th birthday, and he had an idea of where he wanted to eat. Yep, he was like, "I want to go meet Dick Naugle." He emphasized it like that too. And he had this idea of a restaurant he wanted to go to that he was super excited about, and we had never eaten there before. This 11-year-old kid, and he was very excited about this restaurant, and you have to guess what restaurant it was.
Was it Papa John's?
You told us, so I can't guess.
I don't.
Oh, did I already?
Did? Can you give me a hint?
It is a very well-known restaurant.
Like fast food?
No, it is a sit-down restaurant.
Is it Ruth's Chris?
No.
Is it like TGI Fridays?
It's like I would consider
Applebee's?
it
Did you go to
on the same
Applebee's
level as that, but it's a more specific type of cuisine.
It's like, I gotta get the baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Can we go to Chili's, please?
I would have rather gone to Chili's than this
place.
place.
Olive Garden?
It was Olive Garden. And out the door, we spent this is my family of 4, 2 of which are children, because there's only 2 adults in my family. And we spent like $120 on Olive Garden, guys.
Yeah, dude. I took my dad to Olive Garden the other day.
Not very good food.
Yeah,
like
it's all right.
The noodles came out and it looked like they had been sitting for a while. So like there's sauce in the middle, right? I got some kind of like shrimp Alfredo or something. And like the noodles around the edge looked like they were already dried out. Like,
oh, rough.
It was not good.
Probably and it was for a while.
So much more expensive than freaking Chili's. Like I would have killed for a 3 for $10 or whatever. Is that what they are? 3 for 15, maybe.
2 for $10.
You know what I'm saying? You get 3 appetizers. Get some buffalo wings. Get some freaking Mexican egg rolls. What do they call those?
They call them Southwestern egg rolls.
Southwestern egg rolls. Yeah, dude. That would have been so much better.
Phil, there's a Naugle's in Fountain Valley.
There's no way it still exists.
You don't know where Fountain Valley is?
No.
Fountain Valley is like I guess that's more Orange County than South Bay. Fountain Valley is like near like Costa Mesa, Newport Beach area.
Oh, I never went down there.
There's
Okay, so
also
there's one in Fountain Valley.
Huntington Beach. Oh no, the Huntington Beach one is closed.
And one in
Stanton.
Stanton.
They have 2 locations now. I got to go there. I got to drive.
They're
to
like both pretty close to
Fountain
you,
Valley.
aren't they? Oh no, wait, you're down in
it's
San Diego area.
Yeah, Fountain Valley's like an hour.
They're kind of close to where
20
you
minutes.
used to be, right? Like,
Yeah,
weren't you in
within,
Orange?
Like, no, I was in Long Beach, so they're like
Okay.
half an
Okay.
hour away, probably. But I would drive half an hour to go to Naugles.
Heck yeah, dude. Get your
Yeah.
Naugle on.
Dude, it looks so cool. It's all like vintage looking.
It's weird that they still have 2 locations, right? Like at that point, don't you just kind of ride off into the
'Cause
sunset?
It's like it's basically like it's like a throwback thing. It's like
I guess so, yeah.
check this out. This place is
They're-
crazy.
They currently are out of all of their merchandise.
Oh,
Currently,
no
we're
way.
out of stock of all items.
Merchandising.
I like that
waiting for-
one of the links on their thing is invest.
Like,
What?
really?
You want to invest?
Like, yeah,
with
can I go
Naugles?
invest in a Blockbuster while I'm at it?
Oh,
Become
invest,
a VIP.
Invest in the huge Noggles comeback.
Dude, they have the hugest Noggles.
I love that they're trying to make a
huge
comeback,
Noggles comeback.
and one of their 3 locations is now permanently closed.
Just closed permanently. Oh, I'm sure it's because of COVID, right?
You're not yeah, but you're not really mounting this comeback very well.
I love how part of it says the Mexican restaurant sector has gone from 38 billion annually in 2015 to 55 billion annually in 2020. Like, yeah, that doesn't mean that you guys were a part of that.
I mean, it's like
No, but they're like,
That
we're
means
gonna
I
ride that
should
wave.
invest. That means
The
I should
field
invest in a
is white
popular
for harvest.
Mexican restaurant. You know,
I gotta go.
Noggles
there,
is
though.
poised to open corporate-owned restaurants in strategic markets.
It looks
I need a
really
Naugle.
good.
I need
They're
it.
not
I need
poised to
some.
do anything.
You can click on the menu, but you can't actually see a menu.
I need some Noggles in my
Frustrating.
mouth.
They must do breakfast because they open at 7 a.m.
I doubt they do breakfast. They probably just open early for like the beach crowd or whatever. Oh, that's not on the beach though. I don't know.
Oh, they have a new chili cheese. Oh man, go look at their menu. All the pictures of their
Wait.
food.
Are you on Stanton?
The second
Oh.
one, the one menu doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
Stanton,
trying to look at.
like all those pictures, like they need a better photographer.
Oh no!
Cups.
They look like they took pictures of their actual food, which is like the first
Not the way to
rule
do
of
it. Yeah.
taking
So
pictures
this is
of food
what
is to
this
not.
is what was like the Noggles signature was the bun taco, which is like
Dude,
a taco on a hamburger.
that sounds terrible. The bun
No,
taco.
it doesn't.
Have you tried Dick Noggles bun taco?
That's a signature.
Please, episode title. Episode title, please.
All right. Put it in
Dick
the chat.
Noggles. Taco.
California base. Okay, so here, if you Google bun taco, make sure you have safe search on first of all.
Yeah.
This says it's a Del Taco. The California-based taco chain Del Taco is celebrating its 50th anniversary by launching a throwback menu. On its menu is the bun taco. It's basically what would normally go inside a taco, but all gets crammed inside a sesame seed bun.
But this is like it's one of those things where
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Del Taco existed, and then Dick Noggles was like
It
mad.
became a thing.
So he's like, I'm gonna open my own place, but I'm taking all the same menu items.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's like when what's his name left Metallica and started Megadeth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
That doesn't
Megadeth
sound
is
good,
arguably
though.
better than Metallica, but they're not as popular with the mainstream.
Like the bun is not the best part of a burger.
No, it does sound really good. It's like a Mexican sloppy. It's like a sloppy.
I'd rather have
Johnson.
it the other way
It's a
around.
torta.
I'd rather have a hamburger in a taco shell, honestly.
Bro, this looks amazing though.
I don't think it look well.
What
I don't
does?
like sloppy joes for one thing.
The bun
What-
taco.
It does
Do you
not
guys
look
like
amazing.
Sloppy Joe's?
It does. It looks amazing. It's got a big fat tomato.
But do you guys like Sloppy Joe's though?
Okay, it says it literally says in the description diced tomatoes, and the picture is featuring a fat
just diced
slice.
really big. Diced really big.
Yeah, I don't know. I
big
do
dice.
like Sloppy Joes as long as they're not too sweet.
That's what I was gonna say. They're always too sweet for me.
And you got to have the bun toasted.
Yeah, yeah, because otherwise they're just soggy Joes.
I made them real sloppy for you.
Soggy
Soggy Joes.
You're scaring us, lady. Dude, Soggy
They
Joe's
have
bun taco.
They have something called a beef cup.
Come on, guys. That's
Naugle's beef cup.
isn't that like a
It's just
contraceptive
like
device?
it's just a taco in a cup. It's like they predated Chipotle. They're like, check
Yeah.
this out.
Dude, it's like keto before keto was a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that there's.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google beef cup now.
Like
I like
chicken ears or wings.
I like that the bean and cheese cup. I like that some of these items do
Don't
not
have
have a
pictures.
picture.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah,
like
'cause
really
they're
aggressive.
they took pictures and then they were like, these turned out so bad that we can't use them.
Right.
So if you Google beef cup, all the images that pop up are just of the cup of noodles beef flavor, the beef flavored cup of noodles.
Mm.
Dude, they also
Pretty
have
awesome.
just like a carne asada taco that looks relatively legit.
I mean, in some ways, it's almost more like
It says flour tortilla,
having
but that's
having
definitely a corn
pictures
tortilla.
of food that does not look super appealing, but that is obviously the actual food that you made, is
Yeah.
in some ways more like it gives it more credibility.
Yeah.
Because if it's like all fancy and shiny looking, then it's like, well, I don't know what it's actually going to look like because it's not going to look like
Right,
that,
right.
you know.
I
Dude,
like
it
it.
this
there,
menu
dude.
this menu
My
is
dick
insane.
Dude, if NAM ever happens again, we got to go to Naugle's because it's a stone's throw from Anaheim.
Yeah. This is making me very angry reading this menu because it says, so you said the asada taco
And it's like pretty
looks good.
affordable.
I click on it and it says choose a meat. No, you told me it's an asada taco. So
But
there's
you
no
know,
choice.
It's not carne asada taco. It's asada taco.
Asada.
You can asada anything.
Asada.
It just means like grilled
Oh yeah, you can get chicken or steak.
or
No.
ground beef.
And then under customize it, it just says no pico. That's the only way you can
Yeah,
customize it.
right.
No pico.
Which is what I always do because I hate tomatoes.
Dude, I want to go here.
I do too.
Yeah, dude.
The taco salad looks amazing. It's got white sauce on it.
It's the best kind of sauce, obviously.
Lettuce, grated cheese, tomatoes, white sauce. Customize it. No cheese, no tomatoes, no white sauce. Oh, man. And does it all come with chips?
You guys, they have a cheese burrito,
Oh, hell yeah.
a soft flour tortilla filled with grated cheese and sauce.
That sounds amazing. It's like a cheese roll-up.
Yeah.
That's called the quesadilla.
a
It's called a
cheese-
three-dimensional
Well,
Well,
quesadilla.
it's a roll up.
Quesadillas are in 3 dimensions, but
Shut up, Aaron.
dude. The difference... Oh, you can get a club burrito. It's got the white sauce on it.
Yeah, with bacon.
Bro.
Okay, so here's one of the things that they even have churro nuggets, which are money. Just like small churro pieces, you know.
They're
One of the
$2.
things that Del
Oh, they do
Taco
have
does
breakfast burritos. You're right.
one of the things that Del Taco does extremely well is like loaded fries.
Oh, true.
Like
It's
just
'cause
they
their
have a bunch of
fries are
different
so
varieties.
good.
Yeah, exactly. And they stay good for a decent. Actually, this Noggles looks like it has basically the same kind of crinkle cut fries. You know,
Yeah.
Yep,
it's
it does.
literally it's like a boutique
dude.
Del Taco
this-
is what it is.
This picture, whatever is the picture on their actual menu at the top of like the web page of their menu,
The double burger.
it's this nasty looking burger that has a big old tomato on it that's like half green.
It looks legit. Look at the pickle. It's all warty.
It really does. It looks like, on one hand, it looks like, why would you put that picture on your website? But on the other hand, it's like, I would eat that burger in a heartbeat because it looks like a real burger that I want to eat that tastes good, you know? The
That's
bun
the
like has
that's
like
the Ortega
thumbprints in
burger,
it, you
I
know?
believe. Looks like the Ortega burger. It's
Yeah,
got-
dude, it looks way good. Okay, let's hit up Noggles. Let's get our Noggle on.
All right. Oh,
Um,
man.
Dude,
was legit.
Hey guys,
Naugle Burger.
Legit.
Naugle Burger. Say that 5 times fast.
Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger.
Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger.
Greg.
Wait.
And
No,
Nougat
sorry,
Burger.
sorry, wait.
Nougat born. Nougat born.
Sorry, wait. That was not correct. First, go to the bathroom, turn off the lights, and say Naugle Burger 5 times fast.
And you got to spin around, look in the mirror.
Spin around and say yes.
Say Naugle Burger
Dude.
3 times, turn around, look in the mirror. There'll be a Naugle Burger standing right next to you.
Dude, Ortega Burgers.
Dick Noggle's Bun Taco will be right next to you. In the mirror.
Right on your shoulder. No, on your chin. I'm sure it's on your chin. Ortega Burgers. I'm a huge fan.
I wish this place was closer, or I wish I lived in Orange County. I wish it was closer, or I was closer.
Do you know what I'm a huge fan of?
Friendship. Bet.
But also Dick Naugle.
Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger, Naugle Burger.